Hey guys, welcome back to the Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trilogy. This is TJ, your gamer girl, signing on. So, in the last episode, we started episode 3, the Turnabout Samurai. Our client, Will Powers, is accused... Well, actually, here. Our client, Will Powers, is accused of killing his co-worker, Jack Hammer, via stabbing him with the spear. We've gotten word from this young lady. Well, not word, but we need to go back and talk to the security lady. October 16th, Global Studios, main gate. What? You're still here. I forgot what voice I gave you already. Oh my god. Really? You look as though you've seen a ghost. Systems claim. What? I saw that suspicious look on your face. I wanted to ask you again about yesterday. You came here at 1 p.m., correct? And the estimated time of Hammer's death was 2:30. Are you sure that Powers was the only one to go through here between those times? Sure as can be. But we have a witness who thinks there was someone from outside here that day. What? Are you absolutely sure you were here watching the whole time? Ma'am? Who was it? Who told you that? Who dares question me? Alright, you better tell me, and tell me quick, you spiky-haired cretin. Someone's been complaining about the work I do, huh? We were just talking to the assistant in Studio 1. Her! She's not even a full-time employee. All you youngins are like that. Again, not pushing anything. She's going on a rant. She left. I couldn't read any of that. Well, Nick, this is our chance to do what we can without her looking over our shoulders. Ah, so it is. Hello, computer. The computer that runs the studio security cameras. Nick, maybe we can see that photo of Powers with this computer. Yeah, maybe. Should I try the computer? Yeah? Okay, let's give it a try. You know how to work these things, Nick? It looks like I just have to enter in a few numbers. What the... Hi, random birds? I don't think you were ever here before. Let's see. First, the date of the murder. Looks like the hit camera turned on at 1 p.m. that day. 1 p.m. That was when the security lady arrived at the guard station. Please enter the number of the security camera. Crap. Which one was it? Give me 1 second. Let's see. Is it this one? There, entered. Hey! It printed out the data for that day. Let's see what we got. Did I get it right? I never looked at the camera. Huh? How is this a picture of Will Powers? Well, he is the one who always wears that suit. I guess that's why the security lady thought it was him. I don't imagine the detective was very happy with this photo as evidence. Something printed on the back. Huh? October 15th. 2 p.m. Photo 2. What does that mean? Maybe there's more photo data from that day. Nope, that's the only one in the computer. Hey, Nick! Can't we use this photo as evidence for the trial? Yeah. We'll put that security lady in her place with this. Right, we'll put her in her place. Hey, Hey, that's what I said! Anyway, let's show her this photo and see what she says. Wait, let's not. Why not? It's never a good idea to reveal your hand to the enemy too soon. Nick, you're craftier than I gave you credit for. Why, you could be the next evil magistrate. Hey, why do I have to be the villain? Relax, it was just a joke. So, are we done for the day? I think this photo is what we needed for the trial. Still, it'd be better if we had some idea who the real killer was. Maybe it really is a security lady. I mean... like, not to go based on looks, but she doesn't exactly look like she would be able to do that with someone as muscular and tall as Jack Hammer looked. I don't know if she could even pick up the spear. Who knows how heavy the spear is? She's got a fiery attitude, but that may not connect to, like, her physical ability. And we're up against Miles Edgeworth again? Why? Why are we up against Miles again? Well, I guess he is a bit of a rival. And I think he's like the main prosecutor for the district. Prefecture. Whatever. Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Will Powers. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Very well. Mr. Edgeworth, your opening statement, please. The prosecution will show the court that at 2:30 p.m. on October 15th, the defendant, Mr. Will Powers, killed fellow actor Jack Hammer in Studio 1 of Global Studios. It is impossible for anyone else to have committed this heinous crime, even though I'm about to prove you wrong. The evidence presented during the trial will all point to this fact. I see. Very well, I would like to move on to some testimony. Mr. Edgeworth, the prosecution may call its first witness. Very well, I call a most familiar face, Detective Gumshoe, to the stand. Poor guy. Detective, if you would briefly describe this case to the court. Yes, sir. I'll explain with the guide map here. To understand this case, it's important to grasp the layout of the studio, see? This here is the employee area. The actors did a run-through of their action scenes during the morning here. This is the main gate to the studios. The security lady that works at the studios was here at 1 p.m. on that day. Past the security station, there's a gate, see? Past that are the studios. And here it is, Studio 1. This is the scene of the murder, where the body was found. Now, on the day of the murder, October 15th, there were only 3 people here. The victim, Jack Hammer, the defendant, Will Powers, and a young woman, the production assistant. Oh, I really hope we don't end up finding out that the production assistant's the one that did it. All the production staff were in the employee area until noon. Then after lunch, the victim, Jack Hammer, went to Studio 1. Right after that, at 1 p.m., the security lady got to the guard station. Now jump ahead to later that day, 5 p.m. The production staff came to Studio 1 to perform a rehearsal. Needless to say, the rehearsal was cancelled. The time of death was 2:30 p.m. The samurai spear found lodged in the victim's chest was the murder weapon. That's the case, in brief. Anyone like to hear that again? Should I listen to the whole thing again? No, we get it. Thank you. I think I could probably remember that. So the murder weapon was a spear. How medieval. Your Honor, this case is quite simple if you ask one question. And that question is, what did the security lady at the guard station see? Understood. Let's call the security officer to the stand. Poor Gumshoe didn't even get to testify, dude. Will the witness declare her name? Yeah, actually, we don't know her name. Hmm? What the hell? My, aren't you a handsome fellow? I'm afraid I'm a bit flustered. Your name, please. Oh, dearie, no need for you to be so embarrassed. Just call me Grandma. Your name, please. Miles, do you have any idea what you've gotten yourself into? 'Cause I sure as hell don't. It seems Edgeworth has a bit of trouble getting his witness to say their names. Wendy Oldbag, dear, you're literally named Old Bag. I thought that was just an insult. So just go. Again, not pushing anything, she won't shut up. Objection! I object to the witness's talkativeness. Objection! Stay! Please shut up! The trial just started already! This is great! Oh my god! The witness will refrain from rambling on the stand. I was just getting to the good part, dearie. Perhaps we can get to the testimony. Now, the witness was stationed at the main gate on the day of the murder, correct? Yes, I was. And to get to the scene of the murder, someone would have to pass by you. You know your stuff, dearie. You may begin your testimony. She sure is one hell of an old bag. Oh, shit. Wendy Old Bag, I get the joke. On the day of the murder, I arrived at the guard station at 1 p.m. Poor old Hammer and the rest had been doing a run-through since the morning. I had some errands to run that morning. Anyway, it was 1 o'clock when I got to the guard station. I was at the main gate from then until 5 o'clock. Now the murderer was there, but happened at 2:30 p.m., right? Interesting to me because a certain man walked by me at 2 o'clock. It was Powers, that man right there, and he was heading toward the studio. You saw the defendant then? Very well, let's begin the cross-examination. Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor. Alright. The day of the murder, arrived at the guard station at 1 p.m. Poor old Hammer and the rest have been doing a run-through since the morning. I had some errands to run that morning. What kind of errands? Oh, well, you know. Answer the question. Actually, I was watching poor Hammer and Powers. Observing, you know. Observing? Where aren't you supposed to be at the guard station? Whippersnapper! I told you I locked the gate, didn't I? I did my job! I'm not sure your boss would see it that way. Anyway, I always watch Hammer's run-throughs. Always. Never missed one in all my years. Wow. I want to see a Steel Samurai run-through too. You could quit being a spirit medium and take up guard duty. Not a bad idea. Anyway, it was 1 p.m. when I got to the guard station. I was at the main gate from then until 5. So you were watching there the whole time. No breaks. Not even a second. Of course! I am a professional, you know. Or are you criticizing how I do my job, whippersnapper? No, it's just after seeing you eating those donuts in the guard station yesterday. I can watch the kid and eat donuts at the same time. Oh, snipper-wrapper. Snipper-wapper? Old Windbag is losing it, Nick. Why don't you raise an objection? So the witness was on duty through the afternoon the whole time. Very well. What did you see? Murder happened at 2:30. Interesting to me because a certain man walked by at 2 p.m. It was Powers, that man right there. He was heading toward the studio. Hold it! I'm gonna... just in case. No, so you saw Mr. Powers. That's what I said! Got wax in your ear, Sonny? Nick, this is your chance! Yeah, time to pull out the secret weapon. I'll say it again, it was him! Okay, thank you. I thought it was gonna... But since I actually have something on her, like, it's not going to do it. Let me get this straight, old bag. Miss Old Bag. You've been saying since yesterday that you saw Mr. Powers, correct? But you're talking about the man in this photo, aren't you? Just a moment, Mr. Wright. Let me see that photo. What is this exactly? None other than the Steel Samurai, defender of Neo-Old Tokyo. Miss Old Bag. Since the is this the Mr. Powers that you saw? Of course! Didn't your mama teach you any sense, Sonny? Anyone can plainly see that's Powers, right? No, they can't! Well, I mean, I wonder. Doubting your own witness, are you, Edgeworth? True, Mr. Powers does play the role of the Steel Samurai. But that doesn't mean Mr. Powers is the Steel Samurai. I know that. I wasn't born yesterday. No one in this court is accusing you of that, witness. He's having trouble calling her old bag, apparently. Because it's an insult! However, you do not have proof that the person in this photo is Mr. Will Powers, do you? Nosy old man. Of course I have proof. What? Huh? Even Edgeworth is surprised. The prosecution would like to ask the witness. Please make known all information in your possession ahead of time. How was I to know everyone would be so nosy? You should be ashamed, all of you. Ma'am, this is how trials are done. Anyway, I showed that photo to the young detective. He told me this isn't any good as evidence, pal. He didn't even give it a second look. Wow, old Windbag has left even Edgeworth speechless. She's good. Let's hear about your proof, then. I never say anything I don't mean, mind you. That morning during the run-through of the action scene, I saw Powers trip and fall. He broke one of the props. It was a big mess. Apparently, he sprained his ankle pretty bad. Now, look at that picture. You can see he's dragging his leg. See? Clear as... Wait. Shouldn't he be tall enough to fit in the pants? Like, seriously. This is how I knew it was Powers. Happy? So he had sprained his ankle. Very well. Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. She's gotta be hiding something. I'll press her until she squeals. Never say anything I don't mean. That morning during the run through the action scene, Powers trip and fall. I saw Powers trip and fall. He broke one of the props. He broke a prop? Sure did. His own samurai spear. His samurai spear? The murder weapon? Luckily, I was there with my duct tape to fix it. This strikes me as a significant detail. I'd better write this down in the court record. Okay. Apparently, he sprained his ankle pretty bad. Was Mr. Powers' ankle badly sprained? Not so bad that he couldn't walk around. He went to his dressing room to rest up after lunch. Thus the nap. Anyway, I saw him dragging his foot when he walked. Dragging his foot, okay. You can see he's dragging his leg. See? Clear as day. Are you absolutely sure? Let's take a look at that picture again. So he was walking strangely because he was injured. It does look like he was dragging his foot.
See? And you didn't trust me, whippersnapper.
That's how I knew it was Powers. Happy? Well, no. Do I have anything? Still, you can't look at this and say it's Mr. Powers. Yes, but only Mr. Powers would have been dragging his leg. He also would have fit into the damn hakama. He has a point. It does seem quite likely that it was Powers. There's gotta be more to this. I better keep pressing her. I'm just...
Whippersnapper!
Hey, I haven't said anything yet.
I'll have you know I'm not pointing fingers at anyone behind their backs. Everything I've said is on the straight and narrow. The up and up.
You stay always whining about each other, and she's on another tirade. Mr. Wright, please, for all our sakes, try not to upset the witness. I think Edgeworth has met his match. There's gotta be something. Who was present at the run-through?
Well, let's see. There was Powers, he's the Steel Samurai. Then Borrowed Hammer, the evil magistrate. And me.
And what exactly were you doing?
Observing. Just observing.
What about the assistant?
Oh, she was off moving backdrops around and such.
So she didn't see the run-through then. Trip and fall?
Yes, and to think he's supposed to be the Steel Samurai. What a laugh. So Powers sprained his ankle. I hope to make it better for him, of course.
You helped make it better?
I kissed it where it hurt.
Let's just skip over that part, shall we? Where was the assistant then?
Oh, her? She was cleaning up backdrops, I think. She didn't know about Powers' ankle.
You may continue your testimony.
Broke one of the props, it was a big mess. Apparently he'd sprained his ankle pretty bad.
I think we've heard enough. Haven't we, Your Honor? Well, there is one thing that bothers me. Which is... Where's the Steel Samurai costume now? Actually, well, we couldn't find it. We're looking, though. Anyway, that's not important. No, actually, it kind of is. The witness did see the Steel Samurai, yes. And it is clear that the person in the Steel Samurai suit was Mr. Will Powers. I suppose that's right. Are you sure you're sure, Your Honor? Okay. Will Powers is freaking tall enough to fit into that hakama. Hold it right there. We keep talking possibilities, but we have to agree that this photo shows the Steel Samurai. Nowhere in this photo can we see Mr. Will Powers. The defense has a point. I also wonder if someone else not caught on camera could have killed Mr. Hammer. We have to consider that possibility also. Then allow me to remove that doubt from your mind, Your Honor. Will the witness continue her testimony, please?
No need to ask twice. The time of poor Hammer's death was 2:30 p.m., true? The only person I saw go into the studio before then was Will Powers. No one else went there. If they had, I would have seen them.
Yeah, bullshit! So, if no one else went to the studio, then it would have to be the Steel Samurai who did it. Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. Oh, I plan to. The assistant, what the assistant said about someone not from the staff. What about before you got to the guard station?
You mean before 1 p.m.? Why, everyone was in the employee area before then. And I locked the main gate so no one could get in. Not to mention, if they had, I would have seen them. Are you sure? The witness has answered the question. Anyone going into the studio had to pass by the witness. That's right, Sonny. You let him have it, edgy boy. Edgy boy? Edgy boy. Old Windbag sure has balls. Or, well, you know what I mean. Old Windbags have a way of skipping over important details, after all. Or for that matter, entirely forgetting them. How convenient. Something for you to look forward to, perhaps? Okay, how do you know that? Didn't I just explain? I gave donuts to the young detective. And then, after some rubbish about it being a secret, pal, he told me everything. I see Detective Gumshoe shares his fellow officer's fondness for donuts. The only person I saw go in the studio then was Will Powers. Are you absolutely sure? Nobody's suspicious looking, right? No one else went there. If they had, I would have seen them. Can I? Okay, I'm trying something here. Cause here we go. There has to be something. Like this evidence clearly reveals a contradiction in that statement, Your Honor. How exactly are that evidence and the statement just... Phoenix? Okay. There's gotta be something! I've pressed on everything! Old Windbag sure has balls, or, well, you know what I mean. Old Windbags have a way of skipping over important details, after all. Or for that matter, entirely forgetting them. How convenient. Wait a minute, he couldn't! Right? The evidence clear... Phoenix! Oh my god, I thought that he left that in his... Okay. There's gotta be something. Okay. Okay, there's something I'm missing.
No. Yeah, it is what I thought. Isn't it? Hold on. Look at this photograph one more time. The photo was taken by the camera at the gate for the studios, correct?
Yes, sir, Sunny.
So whenever anyone passes by here, it automatically takes a picture.
And here I thought you didn't know your head from a hole in the ground.
Right. Anyway, it's also true that the computer in the guard station records all security cam data.
Oh, if you wanted to work at the studio, we might have an opening.
That very computer printed out this photo. Note that on the back of the photo are printed the words October 15th, 2 p.m., photo number 2.
Even I know that means it was taken at 2 p.m. on October the 15th. Really, Sunny?
Actually, I knew that too. The issue here is the bit at the end where it says photo number 2.
Photo number 2?
The computer only held data for one photo on that day. Don't you think that's odd? Shouldn't this photo be photo number 1 if it really was the only photo? Order! Order! Please tell the court what you mean by this, Mr. Wright. Actually, that's what I want to ask the witness. This evidence shows that not 1, but 2 people went to the studio that day. Yet there's only data for one of the photos. Who could have erased the data for the other photo? Only someone with access, the security lady herself.
You watch your mouth, whippersnapper! The only person I saw that day was Will Powers.
But the camera on the gate fired twice, and that means 2 people went by.
Well, yes, that's what it would seem to mean.
Can the witness explain this to the court?
I don't understand these newfangled computer things. Edgy boy, help!
Huh? Believe me, I want to, but I don't know what this means either.
Some help you are. You're a whippersnapper too. Whippersnapper?
Something the matter, Miss Oldbag?
Ah, that's right. I just remembered something.
Let me guess. Someone else passed by the gate? Someone other than the Steel Samurai?
Well, yes, I suppose you could put it that way.
Ah, I see. Your testimony, please.
Every day after I finish my guard duties, I have one other important job to do. I go through the photos recorded on the security computer and check them. I throw out any photos that aren't suspicious looking, you see. Come to think of it, now I remember throwing out that one photo that day.
Miss Oldbag, this is the first I've heard of this.
Well, of course, Sunny. I've only just remembered it.
Right. Anyway, Mr. Wright, please begin the cross-examination.
Well, I'd say this was a turn from the unexpected, but I kind of expected this.
Oh boy. We're going to press like no other.
Well, okay, no, she does explain that part.
How many photos are there usually?
On a day when we're open to the public, we get more than 500 people. But on filming days or rehearsal days, well, we don't have much money. We never get more than 50, and that's a big day.
Do you back up all the security camera data?
Well, they keep telling me to, yes. But those computers are just so frustrating. I throw out any photos that aren't suspicious looking, you see.
How exactly do you determine what isn't suspicious looking?
Oh, you can tell by looking at their faces. For the most part.
For the most part? This is a murder trial, Miss Oldbag!
Well, I didn't touch that suspicious-looking Will Powers photo, did I?
I think she's missing the point! Well, who in the heck was in that photo you erased?
A fanboy.
Fanboy?
Steel Samurai fanboys. Real freaks, if you ask me. They get information about the rehearsal from gosh knows where. They're always hanging about,
One was there that day. Oh, wait a second. Didn't you just say no one else could get in? I locked the main gate so no one could get in? Those were your words.
Well, if you must know, there's a drain that goes into the employee area. The grate has been loose for a while. It leads outside, and, well, that's where they come in.
They come in through the drain?
I told you they were freaks. Oh, and they're kids. Children. Whippersnappers.
Kids? Anyone's a kid to you, old woman? So on the photo that you erased...
It was a boy. Probably 2nd or 3rd grade.
What? Order! Let me get this straight. You saw 2 people pass by the gate on their way to the studios that day. One was the Steel Samurai dragging his leg. The other was a boy who looked to be in about 2nd or 3rd grade.
Oh, yes. Well, we see his type there every day. Can't stop him. Can't catch him.
A boy in 2nd or 3rd grade. I assume it would be hard, if not impossible, for a young boy to wield a samurai spear. Impossible, I think. It's quite heavy.
Right. As I said, I didn't pay him much mind. That's why I erased the data. Nick, what's going on? I mean, the boy was there. That makes him a suspect.
Yeah, and they're already trying to unsuspect him. This court will take a 5-minute recess. I want the defense and prosecution to consider this new information. And no forgetting vital information this time.
Well then.
I'm going to end the episode here. The next episode will continue from here. Till then, this is the Gamer Girl signing off. Bye bye.